Hey everybody, I'm Larry McReynolds. It's 2022 and you guessed it, the McReynolds Rundown is back. Each week I'll cover some hot topics and we love taking questions from our fans. So let's just dive right into it. My thoughts so far on the next gen car, what are some of the pros and what changes should we expect to see going forward? Honestly, when you think about this car being worked on for over 2.5 years, a clean sheet of paper, everything about it is new and different, and we've run 3 races, including the Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum, I think these guys have absolutely nailed it. We know there's some adjustments that need to be made. We know there'll be some changes as we move forward. When you think about 23 cars in the Busch Light Clash, 40 cars in the Daytona 500, and then another 36 at Fontana, California, honestly, the issues have been bare minimum. Think about this. We've had 2 points races. We've had 19 drivers get a top 10 finish. That has not happened since 1973, so it appears it's created a little bit of parity. You give these drivers, these teams, a few weeks to put more pages in the notebook, the racing will only get better as we move forward with the next gen car. So my next topic, should Fontana, California remain the way it is, or should reconfiguration still be in the cards? So let me kind of set the stage here. We were going to race there in 2021, and then for 2022, this year, it was going to be shortened to a short track. That did not happen because of the pandemic, but now that we've run the next gen car there this year, I really hesitate to say any kind of reconfiguration needs to take place. Now, I will say, I think a short track out on the West Coast would be a great thing, but I want to go back to that 2-mile facility with the next gen car, because when we go back in 2023, I think the racing will only be better. So my next topic, we know this is a tough part of the schedule for these teams, so I want to explain the particulars behind the scenes on how the West Coast swing works for race teams and this new car. Do they bring the same exact cars to each track, or does another trailer bring an additional car out for the teams? I think if you go back to before this next gen car, they would have cars going back and forth across the country every single week for Fontana, for Las Vegas, and for Phoenix. But remember, with this next gen car, most of the cars are essentially the same, and they don't have a lot of inventory right now. I would say for the most part, these teams, if they don't tear a car up, they will run the same car at least twice in these 3 races and maybe have another car brought out. Another thing that a lot of organizations are doing, each team does not have a backup car. Maybe like Stewart-Haas Racing, they will only have 2 backup cars for their 4 teams. So it gets a little complicated, a little convoluted, especially with this next gen car, but I have always figured it out. Racers know how to get it done, and racers race. Well, just like last year, this is my favorite part of the McReynolds Rundown, a fan question. This week's question comes from Sarah Thompson, Salisbury, North Carolina. Hey Larry, yesterday's race at Fontana was outstanding, but the one downside was not being able to drive back to pit road with a flat, which seems to be the major issue behind this compared to last season. No question, Sarah, NASCAR knows they have to work on this, and they are working on it as we're getting ready to go to Las Vegas. I think what the problem is, these tires are a much lower profile tire, a lot shorter sidewall. So when one goes flat, that puts the wheel closer to the ground. Another thing is, these tires cannot run interliners. These low profile tires with the bigger rim, there's not enough room for a safety interliner. The other thing, there's 5 half-inch ride blocks underneath the car. So when the car goes down, they're kind of to limit the travel of the car, but they dig into the ground. No question though, NASCAR is working on it. I don't know if we'll get it completely fixed for Las Vegas, but I have enough faith that in the near future, it will be rectified. So keep those questions coming, submit them to @NASCAR on Fox, and use hashtag McReynolds Rundown. That's it for this week. We'll be back next week, and we'll talk about everything that went on in Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Kyle Larson took home the checkered flag at Fontana.
The California Kid.
Get your engines running. Now we're bringing the party to Sin City.
Let's go!
Where a star-studded list of winners look to cash in again. It's survival of the fastest. Whoa. And every lap is a roll of the dice. The NASCAR Cup Series from Las Vegas, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Hey race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox news, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.